Welcome, my curious companions of the cosmos. Today we dive into the murky waters of miracle claims. If you've ever had someone say, well, how does that make sense if there's no God? Then you've encountered this argument before. So buckle up, because we're about to debunk one of the oldest theological arguments in the book. Before we start, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe if you enjoy content from an angry atheist. Anyway, enough talk, let's get into the miracle claims. But first, let me immerse you in a historical context. So the argument wasn't just invented by your uncle who swore he saw Jesus on his toast, it actually has a long and distinguished philosophical pedigree. One of our earliest formal versions came from Thomas Aquinas in the 13th century. He argued that miracles demonstrate God's power to intervene with the natural world. Later, the argument really got a glow up with David Hume in the 18th century. However, Hume wasn't praising the argument, he was trying to bury it. His essay, Of Miracles, was actually a takedown of miracle claims, but it helped frame the debates that still take place to this day. Right, brief history out the way, shall I introduce the argument? The argument from miracles goes something like this. There are events in this world that can't be explained by natural causes. These events must therefore be caused by supernatural intervention. Therefore, a supernatural being, usually God, exists. It's essentially saying, hey, look at this amazing thing that happened. Science can't explain it. God did it. This argument has been a go-to for religious apologetics for centuries. When all else fails, this is their philosophical security blanket. But this argument can easily be misinterpreted. Let's clear up some common misconceptions. Misconception 1. Unexplained equals unexplainable. Just because we don't have an explanation for something doesn't mean there isn't one. Throughout history, things once considered to be miraculous actually ended up being completely natural. Take eclipses for example. Ancient civilizations saw them as gods fighting in the sky or demons eating the sun. Now, we can predict them centuries away to the second. What once was a terrifying miracle is now today's classroom lesson. Misconception 2. Rare equals miraculous. Improbable things actually happen all the time. The chance of you being here with the exact DNA that you have is actually astronomically low. Yet here you are watching this video instead of doing something productive. But of course I'm not complaining.
Please stay.
Misconception 3. Coincidences equal divine intervention. Our brains are pattern recognition machines on steroids. We remember the hits, that time we thought about our friends right before they called, and forget about the misses, all those times you thought about them and nothing happened. With the argument now cleared up, shall I formally slaughter it?
It'll be a slaughter!
That's the spirit!
Problem 1. The burden of proof. When someone claims a miracle happened, who has the burden of proof? The person who claimed the miracle happened. As Carl Sagan famously said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If I told you by flapping my arms I could fly in the sky, I think you'd want some extraordinary evidence. Or put it this way, what are you more likely to believe? A. I spend my free time watching YouTube. B. I spend my free time playing games. Or C. I spend my free time communicating with Satan himself. Personally, I think the first two claims make a bit more sense because, well, they're not as dramatic, are they? Problem 2. The definition problem. What exactly is a miracle? Definitions range from something that violates natural law to really unlikely coincidences that made me feel special. If definitions are defined as something that violates a natural law, well, then they're the least likely explanation for any event. If they're just unlikely events, well, unlikely things happen all the time in a very big universe. David Hume dropped the philosophical mic on this one. Which is more likely, the laws of nature suddenly suspended in your favour, or you're exaggerating or misinterpreting it? Given our understanding of psychology, confirmation bias, and the actual likelihood of eyewitness testimony, it's almost reasonable to conclude there's a natural explanation that we just don't know. Every religion has miracle claims. Catholics have weeping statues, Hindus have milk drinking statues, Muslims have various phenomena, and they can't all be right if they're all claiming exclusive divine favour. If the Christian God proves miracles exist, what do we do with all the other miracle claims throughout history? Either all gods exist, or miracles aren't a divine indicator of truth. Have you noticed how miracle claims always seem to happen in ancient texts or remote locations? In the Bible, it's raising the dead and parting seas. Today it's more like, oh, my nan didn't ask as many questions as dinner after prayer. As our ability to document and investigate claims has improved, the frequency and impressiveness of miracle claims have decreased. Curious, isn't it? So where does that leave us? The argument for miracles suffers from definitional problems, evidentiary weaknesses, and logical inconsistencies. That makes it a far cry from convincing proof of any deity. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which miracle you found hardest to explain. Until next time, my companions, stay curious, stay critical, and never stop questioning. Goodbye.